Viva, it is such an honor and such a pleasure to have you on the show with us. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, Viva. And when fans, they talk about championship collectors, the names that often pop up in their heads, they are like Kenny Omega, Becky Two Belts, even Diana Peraza. But you straight up outnumber everybody. Outnumber all of them because as we speak right now, you don't just hold one, not two, not three. You hold four titles, four championships at the very same time. Isn't that incredible?
Thank you. I try my best to be as hell bent as I can to get as many titles.
I know you are a true collector. I mean, BTW, AWF, NTLL, and most importantly, the PCW Ultra Women's Champion. I mean, how does it feel to be the true collector of championships in wrestling?
I try to remind myself like the grind doesn't end even
Right.
with four titles, and I want to keep pushing harder and keep continuing to push myself to continue to grow. And I try to stay humble and stay hungry.
That's awesome. So you plan on giving up any of those titles, or are you just gonna keep adding to the collection until you have all the titles in the industry?
The goal is to keep adding to the collection.
Love that. I love that. And if your championship collection wasn't enough reason for me to be very excited about this interview, what makes me so thrilled is that I'm talking to somebody who isn't just a wrestler or a fighter by profession, but also a fighter in real life. I mean, where you come from to the point where you are right now, you've always been, as you say, hell bent to pave the way for yourself and get to the point where you are now surrounded by all this gold and success and a bright future. So can you tell us something about yourself, your journey, and how hell bent you really are in your real life?
I've had many people tell me no. I've had many people put me down growing up. It's just everyday life struggles. And I think that molded me into the person that I am now, where I love to prove people wrong. You tell me no, I'm going to work even harder at it.
Awesome. That's incredible. So that's very inspiring, by the way. Uh, you say that a lot of people put you down. They said no, you were turned down. But I mean, in this journey of yours, who has been that one person or maybe a group of people who have always been supportive of you and always had your back, motivated you to follow your dreams?
Definitely my boyfriend and my family.
That's
I'm a
awesome.
big family person, and without them, I don't think I would be able to keep pushing forward.
That is beautiful. And we just had Thanksgiving, so I hope that you had a great time with your family, your friends, and you had a great Thanksgiving dinner.
I did. It was wonderful. I loved it. Hopefully
That's
yours
awesome.
was as well. I don't know if
Thank you
you
so
celebrate that.
Thanksgiving is every day if you are grateful for what you have,
That
so
is
you can be
true.
thankful every single day. And you can have a big fat dinner every single day, right? So,
That
yeah,
is
that's
true. Yes. I
right.
don't need to wait for once a year to do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, absolutely. Would. So, is now that we spoke about the number of belts that you currently hold, it just makes me wonder how many languages do you speak?
I speak two languages.
Okay,
Speak
that's
English and Vietnamese. And I am
that's
trying to learn Spanish.
okay. That's great. I've been trying to learn Russian like recently. So yeah, let's see. Let's see
Oh
who gets
wow.
there first. Do you learn Spanish or do I learn Russian? Let's see.
All right, let's see. Let's see who gets it
Okay,
down first.
the next time we catch up, we gotta talk about this. That's
Yes,
great.
definitely.
I had a professor in college who used to tell us all the time that polylingual is a person who speaks four languages, trilingual is a guy who speaks three, bilingual
Mhm.
is somebody who speaks two, and the person who speaks one language is American. So this is a joke that this joke sticks with me, like for my entire life is with me. So speaking of American, you are the first ever Vietnamese American wrestler in history. How does that feel?
Um, I'm not the first Vietnamese American wrestler, but I am the first woman American
Yes.
wrestler, and it feels good. I didn't know until I was told that, and as soon as I found out, I feel happy and proud to be the first. But it's also a lot of pressure to
Absolutely.
be the first to do things.
Right. And when you speak of pressure, what kind of pressure is it? Is it just pressure to do it right so people are proud of you, or and what kind of pressure is it?
The type of pressure that I feel is, like you said, to do it right, to get to where I need to get, but also to do it right so that others after me can get to where they need to get. Do you understand
That is
what I mean?
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And I know that you have been trying to get to that goal and achieve that goal of trying to get other people follow into your footsteps and follow their dreams. You've been working with a school in Vietnam as well, from what I believe.
Yeah, I helped them raise money to build a ring because they didn't have a wrestling ring. They were just performing on a 2-inch mat. And they were doing great. They were high flying off a table onto the mat, doing great things with it. But I knew that they had a lot of potential and can do so much more with the ring. And we got to do that right before the pandemic. And so I believe they've only had one show with that ring
I
since.
see. Well, that's beautiful. I'm pretty sure that the wrestlers who are in training right now in Vietnam, they see you as an idol and they see you as an inspiration, somebody that they will want to become in the future. That's great.
Try my best to just encourage them to stay on it. I know they don't have trainers out there. They're pretty much just learning everything they see by watching WWE, AEW, or even watching YouTube videos. It's how they're
Wow.
learning.
Wow. And speaking of AEW, you were recently on AEW Dark. So I'm pretty sure they're very proud of you and, they hope to, follow into your footsteps. It's great. You're not just making your own career, but also helping others grow. And that's just beautiful. So when we talk about being the first ever female Vietnamese American wrestler, does that always work in your favor, or do you also have some downsides? Do you face some challenges in the industry?
Yes and no. As in, does it work out in my favor? Is there anyone like me? There isn't. So that helps me out. But to some people, they don't know the difference between Asian cultures,
Right.
right? So I get overlooked a lot. And then a lot of people have this mentality where they assume I'm Japanese. And the
Hmm.
moment I tell them I'm not a Japanese wrestler, I'm Vietnamese, it's like they kind of look down on me a little bit
Right.
because of it. And I'm hoping to change that, because just because I'm not Japanese doesn't mean I can't wrestle just as good, you
Exactly.
know?
Absolutely. And there's this one stereotype that we see in wrestling, especially the wrestling that we see on TV a lot, is that if you're a foreigner, if you're somebody who's from a different nationality, different background, you
Mm-hmm.
must have an accent and you must be a heel. So we see that a lot. So
Yeah.
do you like being a heel yourself, or putting on a fake accent?
No, I would hate that. I would be
Oh,
very upset. And I
yeah,
get upset when I see that happen too.
right.
But I'm
Me
glad
too.
that like people are starting to change that.
Right, right. So important. And, I'm glad that you're one of the pioneers who are behind that change. And I'm sure that we'll be seeing that change very soon. That's incredible. And what's even more incredible is that you are the first ever Vietnamese American pro wrestler female. And come December 9th in Los Angeles, you are going to be defending your PCW Ultra Women's Championship against the first ever Chinese American wrestler to be signed with the WWE, that is Zeda Zhang. So are you excited about meeting her in the ring?
Yes, I think this has been a long awaited match. I mean, we were supposed to wrestle so many times before, but the pandemic happened, or it just something has always happened to where we never had a singles match, and now it's finally happening. And it's not just, people in the US that are looking forward to it, it's people in Vietnam that are looking forward to it,
That's
people in Taiwan, China. So a lot of different countries are looking forward to this matchup.
You can add India to the mix as well. So
Yes, let's do
lots of
it.
people are looking forward to it. And just like you said, first ever Vietnamese American female professional wrestler, first ever Chinese American WWE, first ever time you're meeting in the ring in a singles match. There's a lot of first evers. And
Hmm.
now the PCW Ultra Women's title is a very, very prestigious championship. And we've seen the likes of Britt Baker, Chelsea Green, even Taya fight for the title, but they've all failed at it. So how does it feel for you to be champion? And what does the title mean to you?
It's a dream come true to become PCW Ultra Women's Champion. The title means so much to me because I started at PCW before there was even a women's title.
Wow.
So to see the growth of the women's division at PCW is outstanding, and it's amazing to just be in the front of it now when I used to be in the shadows dreaming and hoping,
Right.
and now I'm finally here.
Beautiful and so well deserved. So well deserved.
Thank you.
And we just spoke about this, but often at times on TV, especially, we see matches being booked in stereotypical fashion. Asians are put in a tag team with Asians, Indians with Indians. We'll see an American and Russian and fight, but we'll never see a Russian and a Russian fight in the middle of the ring. We'll never see that. And what I love about this matchup, is Viva versus Zeda, is that it's a matchup that breaks away from that stereotype. It gives us a breath of fresh air. It's not about nationality or backgrounds or how we look. It's all about the talent. And so lots of respect to you guys and for PCW Ultra for doing something very different, and it's so much needed. It's incredible. Love it. Coming back to the match against Zeda, do you see her as an underdog, considering you are the title collector, you have a lot under your belt? Do you see her as an underdog, or do you see her as an actual threat to your PCW Ultra Women's Championship?
I think everyone has a fair shot at the title.
Okay.
Zeda has done a lot of great things in her career. She used to be in WWE. That's big. I haven't done WWE. And she's also done AEW. So, I think it'll be a fair match between the two of us. And we're really going to give it our all.
Okay. Well, if I may ask you, if you have any message for Zeda, or if you would like to cut a quick promo for Zeda right now before your match, I would love that. And I'm sure that Zeda would like to hear from you as well. Would you be able to do that?
Sure.
All right. So I'm going to put you on the spotlight here. All right. The stage is yours, Viva.
Now, Zeda, I know you've been the first Chinese American to be signed in WWE, first Chinese American to be doing a bunch of great things. Just like you, I'm also breaking down doors for people in my home country. But the difference between you and I is that I don't think you're hell-bent enough. So bring your best.
That is awesome. I literally got goosebumps. I'm very excited for this match. That promo is great. Really looking forward to it. So once you retain that title, and I'm sure that you'll retain your title, I'm rooting for you. So anniversary, of course. So anniversary A2K22 is coming up. And once you retain the title and defeat Zeda, is there somebody that you have in your mind, any free agent, anybody who recently got released, anybody that you would like to defend your title against in the future?
It will be awesome to defend it against Taya.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, because if you're speaking of someone that just recently got released, she's the first name that pops up to my head.
Right.
And I'm all for going against anybody. Everyone has a fair shot. I want to wrestle as many people as I can.
That's incredible. And since we're talking on that topic right now of recent release, what do you think of, now that WWE is saying that they are not probably going to be signing independent wrestlers? There are reports afloat. Do you have any thoughts on that? Do you have any feelings about it?
It's a bit, I'm going to be honest, it's a bit heartbreaking to hear that, because I think a lot of us got into independent wrestling to be able to become a WWE star one day. That's why we all started. And to hear that they are no longer going to be hiring anyone from the indies, that's heartbreaking. But it's very fortunate for us that a lot of indie wrestling is going on and AEW is around. There's so much wrestling going around. So to those that have gotten released, I don't think anyone has anything to worry about, because there's so much work. There's so much wrestling now.
Absolutely. And AEW Dark, I have great appreciation for that particular shows, because they put the spotlight on so many wrestlers who wouldn't get a spotlight otherwise. It would be so much harder. So they do a great job with that platform. And I'm pretty sure, since we already saw you in Dark, we're going to be seeing you on Dynamite or maybe the WWE in the future. With the talent that you possess, it would be hard for any promotion to overlook that. So,
thank you. Well, that is the ultimate goal.
I'm sure you're going to make it. I'm looking forward to it very eagerly. Now, before I let you go, I would also like to talk about your brand that is Hellbent Glam, Hellbent all the way, which you are the CEO of. So would you like to tell us something about the brand, the idea, and how's it going?
So I was in the middle of the pandemic. I just graduated college and wrestling had been at a halt. So I decided to put my degree to work and I opened up a cosmetic accessory line for alternative girls. I dress in alternative fashion. So I would know what alternative girls like. And
Right.
it's all vegan, cruelty free, and it's going pretty good. And yeah, that is still. I think we just passed our 1 year anniversary.
Congratulations! You made the best out of the pandemic, and I'm
Mhm.
sure that just like you're going to add the titles to your collection in the future, you're going to add more and more customers with every single day.
Yeah.
So looking forward to the growth of not just you in your career, but also the brand. Well, good luck for your match against Zeda. I'm pretty sure it's going to be incredible. I'm rooting for you. So, guys, watching the show right now, December 9th, Los Angeles, it is Viva versus Zeda. You can't miss it. The link to the tickets is in the description below. Once again, Viva, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck for your match against Zeda.
Thank you.
Thank you.